Hello. Welcome to the final video compilation of 3 years of silly weekly bugger stuff. We named it, Even More Silly. What do you mean silly? In our first edition we had the exclusive story about the Loch Ness Monster getting political asylum in the Netherlands, because Nessie felt threatened and harassed in the United Kingdom.
Loch Ness Monster granted political asylum in the Netherlands because of being stalked by conspiracy theorists and British government agencies. The last living plesiosaur, better known as the Monster of Loch Ness, or Nessie, applied for political asylum in the Netherlands. Through pressure of Dutch resident Ned McGrant, her request got accepted and quickly was approved by the government. First, Nessie got a period of rest in getting to know Dutch hospitality in the big pond behind the McGrant mansion. Now she has taken residence in one of the lakes in the Dutch province of Friesland, where she enjoys the friendly interaction with the Dutch water tourists. To guarantee Nessie's privacy and safety, she is now under protection of the Dutch government and people, and her current location cannot be disclosed.
This message also has reached other exotic creatures like Sasquatch and the Yeti.
A large dark figure can be seen lurking at the edge of the woods, and then actually picking up a tree with one hand and hurling it 30 to 40 feet through the air. So is this evidence of a Bigfoot caught on tape? The accounts of Bigfoot-type creatures from Russia tend to be more of the Yeti/abominable snowman variety. The Yeti is considered to be a slightly different creature from the North American Bigfoot, but similar enough that the names Yeti and Bigfoot are often confused or used interchangeably.
Their story is even more incredible. Both didn't come alone, they brought their entire family. The Yetis walked the entire trip from Asia to Europe, never getting noticed in all the countries they crossed. This may explain the rare occasions that they were ever seen in history. Both species are masters in avoiding confrontations. The Sasquatch family came to the Netherlands as stowaways on a Greenpeace ship and the crew never noticed them. One can imagine the surprise when they suddenly turned up in the Dutch village of Peterbeuren, at the animal refuge of Laniet Hart. Again, because of the special nature of these refugees, their political asylum request was quickly approved by the authorities. For the moment, they are resting until a place is found where they can live an undisturbed life in their new country. Rumors have it, the Kraken and Moby Dick are also considering to seek refuge in the friendly country of the Netherlands. Have you ever heard of OCD, obsessive-compulsive disorder? This disorder causes the brain to get stuck on a particular thought or urge, just like a broken record. Surely you heard of these people who collect Elvis Presley statues, Barbie dolls, garden gnomes, up to a degree that exceeds the level of being ridiculous, that kind of stuff. Okay, his is still benign. These collectors don't hurt anyone with it, and they give us, the same people, a good laugh every once in a while. There is also a degree in this disorder in people who have their house filled to the roof with garbage they don't want to part with because it has tremendous value to them. Hoarding junk and garbage. When this happens, it is called compulsive collecting or compulsive hoarding. This is a pattern of behavior that is characterized by the excessive acquisition of and inability or unwillingness to discard large quantities of objects that cover the living areas of the home and cause significant distress or impairment. Sorry folks, for the official sounding language, this is what you get from Wikipedia. It can be a health risk to the people who live in the vicinity of such a person, which often has no idea of the abnormality of their condition and, or his, her situation, and they keep collecting just because their brain tells them to. This gave me the idea that greed, always wanting more money, not to buy things but just the perverted urge to have more and more money, it must also be a compulsive collecting disorder, and if it is, there must be therapy for these greedy oppressive perverts. Note, every similarity with the American GOP, as they like to call the Republican Party, is purely coincidence. Okay, that about it being a coincidence is not true. But let's get real, these greedy bastards, I am sorry, victims of this disorder, are a serious health risk to all people, because they will find all kinds of ways, like a drug addict who needs a fix, to get what they want. And they always want more money, and if it means to steal it from people like you and me, they really don't give a damn. And these victims of this disorder are also very smart, so they will find legal ways to get it from your pocket and keep it in theirs. They create poverty, and poor people have no money for medical care, ergo, these money collectors are a health risk and should be treated for this affliction. Maybe something to add to Obamacare? After all these greedy bastards, oops, I am sorry again, victims of this disorder cannot be expected to use parts of their collection to pay for it. A little sarcasm is well in its place here. Okay, I have discovered a new dangerous disorder, let's call it a syndrome, that sounds better. Scrooge McDuck. And I have the perfect name for it, the Scrooge McDuck money hoarding disorder. What did you say? This is too long? Okay, let's shorten it to the Scrooge McDuck syndrome. Just look at the character of Scrooge McDuck, his compulsive urge to be the richest duck in the world, and for what? Only to pile it up in his money storage and sit on it. Is this so much different than these people collecting garbage and sit on it? Or as these greedy oppressive perverts who rob the USA blind just to soothe their sick compulsive need for more money, even if this will destroy the economy or even the whole country? These poor people need to be treated, they need therapy to eventually convince them to give all this money back to the people and country they stole it from. Remember it, people, you heard it from me, the Scrooge McDuck syndrome. Now where is that Nobel Prize? All that money, lovely prize money. I want more money, and I want to swim in money. Just joking, folks. Karens, First Amendment auditors, anti-vaxxers, conspiracy theorists, etc., are becoming a worse problem than all the other issues like the pandemic and other forms of crisis. The Boyd Corporation, the company behind amusement parks like Westworld and Vice, has opened a new center specially built to cater to this group of Karens, First Amendment auditors, anti-vaxxers, conspiracy theorists, and that kind of people, who may indulge their wildest fantasies within the compound without fear of retaliation from the robotic personnel managers and police. In this institution they are prevented by their programming from harming their customers. Well, at least from harming them too much. The Boyd Corporation was contacted by the government, and now plans to turn that into a reservation for those who abuse the 911 number or harass the employees of government facilities. When this Karen reservation is in function, government workers finally can do their jobs again, without being bothered performing their duties. The first locations are expected to open in spring of 2022. The flat Earth. This has been debunked so many times and so thoroughly that it is totally ridiculous that people still want to believe the Earth is actually flat. It is really strange that the movement even makes more noise than ever before. Perhaps there is even a conspiracy to keep the flat Earth conspiracy alive. Flat Earth debunkers have gone through much extent to use the same material that is popular with flat Earth believers. One of these debunkers is Red's Rhetoric, a YouTuber that never shown his face in his videos. On a side note, his excuse is that he is so ugly that he would scare people away from his channel. Red's is a bit of a conspiracy by itself. Daily Bugger sources have discovered that he actually is a very handsome young man who wants to stay anonymous to not be stalked by groups of female fans. Red's Rhetoric actually has used the Nikon P900, and later the Nikon P1000. the flat earth camera of choice, against these same flat earth activists. Recently this video emerged on TikTok.
Number 5, speaking of things that are far away, you all love whipping out your Nikons so much that I wouldn't be surprised if a Nikon executive dreamt up the entire flat earth hoax as a viral marketing campaign. You take a boat that's far away, pull it back into focus, and then marvel at your own brilliance for figuring out how to operate a camera. Well, try this one then. Stay on the boat. Don't cut away. Stay on it until it disappears. How will it disappear? Bottom up. Just like everything else. I wonder why you've never put that on YouTube.
Can his be a new conspiracy theory? Nikon in secret supports the flat earth to boost the sale of their P1000 cameras? Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Talking about crazy ideas, how about this one? A lazy Russian truck driver loved driving straight ahead, but hated to have to turn his truck around to get back. But Russians are very pragmatic, so he created a truck especially for that purpose. Meanwhile, a member of the British Parliament found the environmentally friendly way to travel.
Mr. Speaker, you will remember when David Cameron was hugging huskies, and I thought it was a great idea to try and do something to save the planet. So I got rid of my polluting petrol car, bought a biofuel car, and then discovered I was destroying the rainforest. So I knew what to do next. Get CO2 down, buy a diesel car. Now I know that when I drive along the street, I'm poisoning people. So could the President please give me some advice? Before buying an electric car, will he assure me that the mining of cobalt and lithium isn't killing people in the mines? Or would it just be easier for me to buy a horse?
And on the other side of the ocean, as seen from the UK, a girl quit her job at Walmart.
Attention Walmart shoppers and associates, my name is Beth from Electronics. I've been working at Walmart for almost 5 years, and I can say that everyone here is overworked and underpaid. The attendance policy is bullshit. We are treated from management and customers poorly every day. Whenever we have a problem with it, we're told that we're replaceable. I'm tired of the constant gaslighting. This company treats their elderly associates like shit. To Jared, our store manager, you're a pervert. Greta and Kathy, shame on y'all for treating your associates the way you do. I hope you don't speak to your families the way you speak to us. Shout out to Cominique, Patty, Chardell, and so many more. Walmart doesn't deserve y'all. Fuck management and fuck this job. I quit.
All in a day's work, a man from security shows the correct way to address a Karen.
Stay away from those other people, you hear me? If you stay in this fucking chair, get the fuck out! Do that again, I'll kick you out myself!
And further down the road, a policeman that was dragged away on top of a car he had pulled over, is fed up with these idiots, calling themselves sovereign citizens.
Are you sure? Are you?
Get out of this car right now.
What are you doing, bro?
Get out of the car right
now. No.
Yeah, get out of this
Why
vehicle.
are you?
What are you doing,
sir?
Stop. Get out. Out of the vehicle now. What is wrong with you? You're going to jail.
What is wrong with you, man?
I have every right to do it. You just took me for a ride. Now it's my turn. I'm going to take you for a ride. Officer, you need to back up. Stay on the vehicle. What is wrong with you? Yeah, you've done a lot wrong. I'm going to need a copy of that video. Yeah, I'm being dramatic. Hey, turn the vehicle off. Take the keys out of the vehicle. Down. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, well, you're not supposed to take an officer for a ride on the hood of your car. I was doing my job.
From a very unreliable source. After a hoax on TikTok, that NASA is experimenting with anti-gravity. This is done by using fast-rotating mercury, contained in a quantum AC delco electric field created in the rotating ring of flux capacitors developed by PV Electronics in the USA. Here are 2 leaked videos about a top-secret triangular test craft. Currently there are anti-gravity protests and riots all over the globe, and Flat Earth spokesman Dale Oakley came with a public statement. After filtering out the usual insults and swear words, it reads like this. NASA has just admitted that the gravity force does not exist, and they always have been a bunch of mother bleeping liars with their bleeping hands in the bleeping government money jar. The bleeping Earth is flat, and gravity is bull bleep, and this is the bleeping truth. The Flat Earth Society is organizing protests to have Newton's law of gravity repealed and replaced by Habibubi's statement of buoyancy and density. Oakley sent us this video images of riots and protests. Personally, I think they want gravity disproven to make their flat Earth statement a little more sense, but this will make only a tiny itty-bitty little difference. Meanwhile, in the rest of the world, a mother vice grip is feeding her nest of baby bolts and nuts. And while we are squabbling about the shape of the Earth, the Daleks are invading the world. Also, the evil empire has to do its grocery shopping. Meanwhile, after the Mormons and the Jehovah's Witnesses, there is a new religion that goes from door to door.
Yes? Hi there, do you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior, Count Dracula? No, I don't. Did you say Dracula? Yes. You're vampires. It's daylight. Extra strength sunscreen. So you just go door to door asking people if they want to be a vampire? Yes, how do you think we recruit new members? What about all the myths about eating garlic and sunshine and biting people? Those are just silly myths. May I come in?
And somewhere, in a faraway country, a sovereign citizen bird harasses a crocodile. Some people would really forget their head if it wasn't bolted to their neck. Never mind, it seems to grow back like with Deadpool. And someone explains feminism.
We want equality. So you'll give the father of your child 50-50 custody? Oh, no, not like that, not like that.
After most countries have been developing fixed-wing airplanes, there are some that still don't get the idea. Why does a newsreader in Kazakhstan sound like someone tries to start an old diesel in a Russian winter?
Көз кез көз, күш кеш көш, кір кер көр, күл кел көл, кілең қысқа сөз кім оқиды тез. Арқада алты арқар бар, қырқада қырық арқар бар, қырық арқарда ақ арқар бар, алты арқарда марқа арқар бар.
And here I have some excellent advice. Never pick a fight with a crane operator. This time, was George Lucas right? And mystery fossil found in Russia. Again, the Daily Bugger has an exclusive from the Autovanskidmark Observatory. The same observatory discovering the asteroid named Space, which is en route to destroy flat Earth. Their last discovery is a giant Death Star-shaped object in an orbit around the planet Saturn. For now, the astronomers think that this object poses no danger to our planet, seeing the obvious fossilized state it is in. This can be an indication that the object was captured by Saturn's gravity after coming from a galaxy far away, where it originated a long time ago. Observing the extensive damage it must have suffered through bombardments in what could have been a great war that took place between the stars. Now my producer, Ned, thinks he is funny. Comparing the object with the planet-destroying superweapon from the Star Wars movie series by George Lucas is not yet the subject of speculation. However, it would be an interesting destination for future spaceflight missions that can, or cannot prove that George Lucas is in fact a reptilian. The astronomers wrote in a statement, thinking of reptilians as a kind of pseudoscience they want to have nothing to do with, because it hinders their search for the top-secret alien moon bases, of which NASA constantly is denying the existence. From the Independent. The Dig 'em Up Archaeological Society published this new picture of an unusual shaped fossil. This has been dug up in Kazakhstan in the former Soviet Union, and appears to be some kind of object that got fossilized over a period of 90 million years. Thus reviving the sensational theory that humanity could be preceded by a previous, now extinct civilization on our planet. That it is artificially made is certain, but according to the spokesman, it remains a total mystery what it is. Some thoughts go in the direction of a religious artifact, but the whole crew admits that they are completely in the dark. They say it probably is the best to wait for the results of the radiometric dating of the material. Personally, looking at it, I think it has a motor. Shit. I have a problem. There is still more silliness to go on. Next week, perhaps I will call it the finally final, still even more silly, what do you mean silly news? Who knows? I guess we will see in a week.